In this video, I want to show you how to remove nearly any spot from carpet using a simple but highly effective homemade spotter. I'll also do a demo where I remove a bunch of different dried spots from carpet. I call this recipe DIY spotter, and let me show you how to make it. This is a really simple recipe with only 3 ingredients: water, dish soap, and isopropyl alcohol. Using a bowl, add 2 cups of 70% isopropyl alcohol. Isopropyl alcohol is a degreaser, and it's a magic ingredient when it comes to removing petroleum products, greases, fats, and oils. Step 2 is to add 1 teaspoon of dish soap. The dish soap is just a great all-purpose cleaner, and it helps suspend soil so they can easily be removed from the carpet. Then add that mixture to a spray bottle and add 1 cup of water. As always, it's best to remove spots as soon as they land in your carpet. However, this DIY spotter will also work on most spots even if they've been sitting for a while. So I'll start by spraying the DIY spotter on the spots that I'm trying to remove. Then using a small wet dry vacuum, I'm going to extract the spot from the carpet. I highly recommend using a wet dry vacuum for this for a couple reasons. The first is that removing spots with a cloth can fray the carpet fibers, which can affect the look of the carpet and cause it to look worn and damaged. The second reason is that the wet dry vacuum allows you to better rinse the soap residue out of the carpet. We don't want to use things like dish soap on our carpet unless we can properly rinse it out. Any soap residue that's left behind in the carpet could attract dirt and soils, potentially causing re-soiling of the areas that were not rinsed properly. If you're working with a really stubborn spot or a spot that's been sitting in your carpet for a long time, it's a good idea to use the nozzle of the vacuum to lightly agitate the spot and to break it up before extracting it. I'm going to keep adding the DIY spotter and extracting it until the spots are completely gone. If you have a spot in your carpet, this DIY spotter will work almost every time, and it's a great first step to getting any mess out of your carpet. I also use this same method to remove spots from my sofa or car seats. Now this last spot is dried blood. DIY spotter would work really well for this if it was still wet, but since the blood is dried, I'm going to use hydrogen peroxide to remove it. The steps are the exact same when using hydrogen peroxide. Hydrogen peroxide works well for this because it reacts with the blood and causes it to break down, whereas the DIY spotter only suspends the soils, which allows us to easily extract them from the carpet. So now all the spots are out of the carpet, and I'm going to do a quick rinse with water to remove any soap residue from the carpet. Hydrogen peroxide breaks down into oxygen and water, the isopropyl alcohol evaporates, and really the only ingredient that can leave a residue in the carpet is the dish soap, and 1 rinse with water should be enough to remove this residue. Now the final step is to dry the carpet. Here's what I like to do. Take a towel, put it over the damp area, and apply pressure to the area. I usually just like to stand on it and use my whole body weight. This will absorb additional water that was not removed by the wet dry vacuum, and it'll really just help the carpet dry much faster. If this method did not work for you, you might be dealing with a carpet stain. A carpet stain occurs when an organic or a synthetic dye molecule becomes permanently attached to the carpet fibers and cannot be removed. When this happens, spotters like DIY spotter are not going to be able to remove the stain. So instead, we have to make the stain invisible. If you want to learn more about stain removal, go ahead and check out this video right here.